On today's podcast, we are diving into elements of artificial intelligence that are forecasted to change the landscapes of our world and organizations, but also acknowledging the human element within teams and organizations that will still be at the core of all human-centered operations, AI, or authentic interaction between people.
Welcome back to the Thermostat with Jason Barger. If you're currently on a commute, a walk, or just a micro break in your day, glad you're making time to step back, to think, and to reflect on the next steps on your journey. I've never been more convinced the best leaders and team cultures in the world are the ones that make time to step back, breathe in good oxygen, and calibrate their thermostat. I hope today's conversation leaves you feeling grounded and inspired. Now let's dive into today's topic to engage our minds and hearts in order to authentically lead and create compelling cultures wherever we are in the world.
Hey everyone, it's Jason, and welcome back to the Thermostat Podcast. Wherever you are, however you're coming to the podcast today, welcome in. So glad you are here. We are in Season 8, nearly 230 episodes by now. So thanks to everybody out there who's been a loyal listener. Those of you that are new to the podcast, welcome in. So glad you're here. Hope this can be a place for you to step back and for all of us. I mean, the purpose of this is to create a time and a space for you to step back, hopefully to have some good oxygen breathed into you and to think about the temperature that you're trying to set in your life and your work. So glad you are here. Before we dive into today's episode, if you'll do me the quick favor, if you will rate the podcast 5 stars, of course, on whatever platform you are listening to, that is a really helpful thing, helps other people find the podcast and helps the algorithms share it with more and more people. So rate the podcast 5 stars, please. If you will leave an authentic review in your own words, what resonates with you, why are these messages important, whatever you would share with the world, that is very helpful also for the algorithms and just helps more people share it or be able to receive it. And then obviously, every time you share the podcast, if you share it with your team at work or colleagues or friends and say, hey, here's a topic that we ought to talk about, listen to it, talk about it together. All of those ways are how this pod continues to spread and amplify into the world. And the point is to share these messages. It's all free, so hopefully it gets to some great people in great places. So thanks for everybody that takes the time to do that. We are in a time of massive technological advances. We know that, of course. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is growing at a pace that has experts forecasting what it's going to mean for the future. Like anything that is ambiguous to many, many people, there are scary elements, for sure, and those are worth us identifying, but also projections about the scary things, the unintended consequences of AI in the future, and the evil ways it will be manipulated for destructive reasons. Those are, of course, things that scare people whenever anything gets ambiguous. And then there are the projections and visions of how AI, or artificial intelligence, is going to revolutionize our human experience in positive ways that will help us be more effective, efficient, and streamline many daily tasks. So, again, however you come to this topic, again, there are things on both ends of that spectrum that are scary to us, but also exciting and interesting to us. But one thing is not debatable, and that is that artificial intelligence is here and is coming faster each year in the future. Each year ahead, there's going to be more and more artificial intelligence that's going to continue to grow. The manufacturing of these microchips for AI will continue to be on the rise, and the technologies that will come from it will be vast and will shift our daily experiences. In my hometown of Columbus, Ohio, with Intel coming, this is a huge thing for the United States in the development of these microchips for AI to be manufacturing them in the U.S. So we know that as the manufacturing of microchips for AI will continue to grow, we also know that it's going to shift our experiences as more and more technologies become available in the world. The technology will shift many of the needs within organizations, and the roles needed within a team or a company. Still, even in the midst of the advances that are coming via technology, the most important element of AI within organizational cultures will still be authentic interaction. The most important AI will be not just the wonderful technologies that will come from this, but also what does authentic interaction truly look like. Technology will help us with many tasks and efficiencies, but AI, artificial intelligence within human beings, will rely on authentic interaction. The most important AI will remain critical as cultural ecosystems within teams and organizations continue to grow. So, on today's podcast, we are diving into elements of artificial intelligence that are forecasted to change the landscapes of our world and organizations, but also acknowledging the human element within teams and organizations that will still be at the core of all human-centered operations, AI, or authentic interaction between people. But before we dive into today's topic, let's pause, take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Many teams and organizations right now are realizing that they need to do both. They need to engage the minds and hearts of their people in person, where everyone in the room can experience the energy of congregating together and find clarity for the road ahead. And they also need to continue to find ways to engage the minds and hearts of their people virtually, with those who are working remotely or at a distance. So, if you are in the process of planning your next team meeting, company all-hands event, conference or culture summit, and are looking for support with a powerful keynote speech, facilitated team conversations that are the currency for change, or deeper development on leadership mindset and an intentional strategy for the culture you're trying to create, I hope you'll contact us at jasonvbarger.com, jasonvbarger.com. It is my privilege and our honor to partner with great people to provide support in these areas. We want to breathe oxygen into your leaders and throughout your organization so you can set the temperature you want for your culture. We look forward to connecting with you soon. I hope you'll contact us at jasonvbarger.com, jasonvbarger.com. It is my privilege and our honor to partner with great people to provide support in these areas. We want to breathe oxygen into your leaders and throughout your organization so you can set the temperature you want for your culture. We look forward to connecting with you soon.
Again, artificial intelligence, or AI, is here, and it's growing and will be shaping our future in so many ways. Our daily human experience will be impacted, and certainly our teams and organizations will adjust to different tasks, roles, and modes of operations that will be shifting due to efficiencies with new technologies. We already know that that's on the rise. In a recent Forbes article, Forbes was forecasting the impact that AI, or artificial intelligence, will have by the year 2030. They identified these few predictions. Forbes says that by the year 2030, AI will have changed in dramatic fashion. They predict we will use artificial intelligence as our personal assistants, our tutors, our career counselors, our therapists, our accountants, and our lawyers. They will be ubiquitous in our work lives, with conducting analysis, writing code, building products, selling products, supporting customers, coordinating across teams and organizations, and even making strategic decisions. So as you can see, Forbes is predicting that even just by the year 2030, there are going to be massive roles that are going to be handled through the use of artificial intelligence, and or at least tasks and every day within our workforce. Forbes also predicts that by 2030, human-robot technologies, and some of which famously being developed by Elon Musk and Tesla and many other companies beyond, will be more normalized. Forbes says that by the decade's end, expect to see hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of humanoid robots deployed in real-world settings. So this is all happening very quickly, and of course, who knows how quickly these predictions are being made. But they and many others predict that, they meaning Forbes and many others predict that AI will change the landscape of the human experience and hopefully impact the economy in some positive ways by prices coming down due to being able to produce things with lower human capital. However, with that, they also predict this will come with the loss of jobs for humans as we know them today. Now, new jobs will be invented for humans, but predicted to not be it will be at a little slower rate as the ones that will be outsourced by AI roles. And Forbes also predicts that this is going to add to the growing political divide and strife between humans as this debate around the use of artificial intelligence and the role that it's going to play in the workplace and how that's going to lead to diminishing jobs and or efficiencies within organizations. This debate is going to be on display and is going to become even more popular and important as we move forward. So there is a lot that is exciting about the future, but also certainly a lot that's unknown and certainly a lot that's scary to many people about the technological advances of artificial intelligence. And I certainly am no expert on AI or artificial intelligence, but what I do see is that this is coming and growing, and certainly I believe in that many of these predictions are going to come true. However, I also choose to believe that even the most technologically advanced companies and organizations in our future will still need humans at the heart of their operations. Again, to what degree and in what ways, still yet to be decided, but I believe that the leaders, teams, and organizations who possess the most important AI, again, not to diminish the technology of artificial intelligence, which is going to be massive and so important in so many ways that we can't even predict right now, but the most important AI with human beings is going to be authentic interaction. That will continue within leaders, teams, and organizations and human-centered enterprises. The ones that produce authentic interaction will attract the most talented and desired humans who want to be a part of their culture. In this next decade, and because looking further out around this subject is almost unimaginable at the rate of change that we're all experiencing, but in the next decade, the teams and organizations that create authentic interactions between humans and within their cultures are the ones that will thrive. And I believe that into the future, even as these amazing technological advances happen. As I talked about in my most recent 4-part series on trust on the podcast, authenticity is one of the 3 main drivers of trust. Do we show up genuinely to others? Are we transparent in our words, in our intentions, and our information? So these 3 things to remember about valuing and showing authenticity in our interactions with those around us. I want to focus on these 3 things. What does it mean to be genuine? What role does transparency play? And how do we help people feel connected? So, genuine. Do the people around us feel like they are getting the real us? Do the people on your team, throughout your organization, your customers, your clients, the people that are interfacing with you, do the people around you feel like they're getting the real you? Do they see our willingness or your willingness to admit our imperfections, to share our vulnerabilities, and communicate our hopes and vision for what we're trying to accomplish? Leaders and teams that create cultures that feel genuine and real will be attractive to others. If it feels genuine, does it feel real? Do I see that they are real people and real situations? That will be attractive to other people if it is genuine. Transparent. Do the people around you feel like you are hiding information or something is missing, or do they feel like they have the most up-to-date information? A spirit and openness to transparency will continue to help people see the authentic purpose of our actions and behaviors. Leaders and cultures who proactively share transparent information, intentions, and motives will be attractive to other humans. And so are we being genuine? Are we being transparent? And lastly, are we helping people feel connected? All humans have a need to feel connected. This shows up time and time again in annual surveys and studies of the workforce today. People want to feel connected to a mission greater than themselves, and they also want to feel connected to the people they are on the journey with. They want to use technologies absolutely for efficiencies and effectiveness, but they want to feel connected to the mission and to the people that they are, serving with. They want to feel like the people and organization they serve actually cares about them as a human being. Organizations in the midst of their technological advances that can still value human connection and purpose will attract more people and create more thriving teams. So, the technological advances of artificial intelligence are undoubtedly coming and in some ways are very positive and exciting, but we also know the unknown and the potential for, destructive uses of artificial intelligence are scary to many people. But along the way, our ability as leaders, teams, and organizations to create authentic interaction with other human beings throughout our cultural ecosystem will make us a more attractive place to work, to be, and to be a part of. So, some questions to ponder along the way. What ways are you building authentic interactions on your team? What ways are you building authentic interactions on your team today and into the future? What proactively are you doing in your culture to make it genuine, to make it transparent, and to help people feel connected? And how can you value the human experience while opening up our mindsets to the possibilities and the importance of the emerging technologies that are coming? How can we be open to that but still value the human experience? So I hope today's episode got you thinking in some new ways. If a deeper dive into any of these topics or other topics, would be helpful to you, please reach out to us, info@jasonvbarger.com, info@jasonvbarger.com, and let us know. We're going to continue to design content to help reach you where you are, and again, help you hopefully step back, take a deep breath, and think about the temperature that you're trying to set in your life and your work. Lastly, I hope you'll go back, check out old episodes, topics that there's so many, there's 230 episodes, so many topics that will be hopefully resonate with you. And I hope, again, you'll rate and review and all the great things that we talked about to help amplify these messages further into the world. Thanks for everybody that does that. So the future of leadership, the future of the cultures that we create are up to you. It's up to me. It's up to us. We have the opportunity to set the temperature that we hope, and then to continue to breathe oxygen into the types of teams and cultures that we want to create. So step back, remember, be a thermostat, and breathe good oxygen. Thank you for listening to today's podcast, and I hope the messages and questions stimulate positive change along your path. As always, if these messages resonate with you and add value to your life, I hope you'll help amplify them throughout the world. Please rate, comment, and share on whatever podcast or social media platform you're using, and share this podcast with the people in your life or work who should be part of these conversations. That way, this spirit does, in fact, spread. If these messages or developing leaders and culture would be helpful to you and your organization, please contact us at jasonvbarger.com, jasonvbarger.com. And remember, we are all ambassadors for the culture we want to create in our life and work. We have to own the vision we want to be a part of. The future of leadership is you, is me, is us. Be a thermostat.